Hey, hey. Welcome. Nettie here, Transcending Love. I really don't know why I was talking so low, but also, uh, we got Trap in the Bag. Episode, what was that, 136, I believe. The last one from yesterday. Anyway, let me pause that for a second. Um, I wanted to hop on and you know how I do. Give some love nuggets for the day. I realized that there was so much more to yesterday's message, and well, there's so much more to it. As a long-standing, like a lifelong message overall, but that was all I was supposed to give yesterday. Otherwise, the phone would not have overheated. And I didn't get more to give to you all until today. So here we are. I thought I was going to get myself together before recording the another video, do my hair and all of that. Y'all get me like this today. But I just I think it's very interesting realizing that as much time as we spend thinking that we are unconscious, that seems like a very bizarre thing to be real. But the other thing I'm realizing is that the things that we are taught are reality are not reality. It's so much more like people often talk about living in a matrix and this, that, and the other, but no, I don't want to say no one because there are a great number of us who are like actually living beyond the matrix. Obviously, we're all a part of it, but those of us who are actually conscious and aware of it live in a perpetual state of change and fluctuation throughout the timelines. So we we often, if you look at someone and how they live their lives and how they believe, just really even how they talk, you can tell whether they are living a conscious life or not. But it's not on us to judge. And I don't want to say judge. I do want to say judge. It is on us to deliver a message of love, regardless as to where people are. But we first have to position ourselves in such a way that we are tending to our own garden, if that makes sense. We have to be very mindful and aware of where we are. Otherwise, we aren't received well when we are actually attempting to assist people, because many of you are light workers. So, in star seeds and all the other um, light components. And in order for us to be able to operate from a place of love, which there's no other space to even do this from, in genuineness and sincerity. The other thing is people pick up on you. Communication is the other part of this whole thing. Like I was getting to it, but I never did say exactly where I was going with that. But communication, we speak, we communicate to one another in many ways. And it's so interesting too that I would start this video with Trapping Tuesday in the back. It is a investment show that I watch. The And even after I'd already received so much about like communication, it came to me again um, in this message. And then again this morning in another message about how we think we're communicating, but we're not. Or and it's not even that we're not. We're always communicating. It's just what we're communicating that is making or breaking the actual communication. So, in our most natural form, if we do not have the English language or whatever language you speak, your body language speaks. And even before body language, your energy speaks. That is why often you wonder why people treat you a certain way whenever you feel like you're presenting a certain way. It's another part in this Travel Tuesday episode that speaks, even while unintentionally, to this particular point. Um, it's talking about, there's a gentleman on, he's talking about communication and the one of the biggest misconceptions being that you actually did communicate. Now, I'm on the other side of that, um, to a certain degree. The other side of that is you always communicate. You just don't realize what you're communicating. And you don't realize that the communication that you've put forth is completely opposite of what you were intending to communicate. So that's one thing. But he on the other side of that, it takes us back to just it's not really the other side of it. It's for the same side that I'm on. It's a message toward making sure that you are well enough inside that you are actually vibrating the frequency of the message that you intend to portray. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't. Like it does from the standpoint to a certain degree, but sometimes you can say the wrong stuff and your energy be good. And it's not like, oh, it's not that whole thing. It's your actual, the condition of who you are. That's the vibration that we speak of. It's not that whole cliche shit that is going around and good vibes only. Like, now, good vibes only is a legitimate thing, but it has become so cliche that most people are just saying good times. And it goes so much deeper than that. It's a whole energetic frequency that the good vibes come from. So if that is the first measure of communication and you're communicating from a place of wholeness, then that will go before you and it speaks for you. People, I don't listen. I experience this all the time, and I'm sure that many of you do as well. You ever have an encounter with somebody and they really just like you? You maybe haven't said a whole lot to them, and just they just do certain stuff. They just like you, and I've had these encounters with both men and women, and it hasn't been anything sexual necessarily, but I tell you, people, when I'm in the flow a lot of times, and sometimes I like it won't even be like a major encounter. I won't necessarily be giving them anything or doing anything for them. Listen, one time, and this actually happens to me so often, um, to the degree that I always tell whoever I'm hanging out with if it's their first time hanging out with me because you know, it's just fun. But I always tell them, listen, whatever we do, wherever we go, whatever we're gonna be, getting into, people are gonna take care of us. They got us. If nothing else happens, we gonna be good. Just know that. Never fails. And sometimes I forget to tell them. And then it's kind of like they be shook. So there have been so many times where I've gone out and just all the ways have been made, all the doors have been open. Haven't really had to pay for much. One time I went to this, it's a nice a place I used to like to go when I was eating meat that's probably 20, 30 minutes away from my house. It might be a little bit further. No, about 20, 30 minutes. And I was with one of my friends, and I asked this guy a question about what they'd had. And I always just mess with people just because I just like to make people smile. I just like, because if you laughing, then I'm probably gonna be laughing. I'm gonna be tickled by the fact that you are intrigued or entertained by the interaction. I think I really was just asking him what he had and how was it. He said what he said. And for all intents and purposes, this one wasn't even a super playful conversation or interaction. Usually they're really kind of playful. This one wasn't really. This was more of a like kind of serious question. And that was it. He told me, said his little thing, hop in his truck. They were I I think they were walking by whenever I asked. We were getting out of the car, and then got in his truck, and then he pulled up next to us, and he just handed me $100. And I'm like, okay. It didn't feel like something that I would reject or any of that. I always listen. They say try the spirit by the spirit. We always be getting that wrong a lot, but anyways, um, I didn't feel that the vibe was that of negativity or something that would be harmful. So anyway, that's just an example. He was able to pick, and that kind of stuff doesn't surprise me because I know that I work hard on this good energy. Anyway, I feel like that happens to a lot of you as well, and I'm glad that you have that experience as a point of reference to know what it is that you're communicating. Conversely, on the other side of things, if you are somebody who feels like people don't respect you and they should, and you just don't know why, or you can't seem to understand what it is about you, often we are we're sending out, we're on a different frequency than we think we are. Your life is a detailed outline of what's going on inside you. There are no two ways about it. Often we don't know what's going on inside if we're not doing intentional work to combat and overcome the programming that we've been programmed to over all these years. Then we are operating on that software still. And until you become a conscious observer of the way you are, how you are, who you are, in what ways you are, then you don't see it. You are asleep to it. That is the other, component to them talking about being woke. You being woke is you being conscious and aware of your state. Coincidentally, no, I don't want to say coincidentally. Simultaneously, while you're able to see your state, it becomes apparent of the states of everyone else around you. Anybody who is of conscious mind can tell where they are and where other people are in reference to maybe where they think they are or where their desires to be. We often, and that's another reason why things don't change readily in our lives whenever we're working to change certain things. This work takes a bit of time, and it takes a little bit more time if we're not doing it from a conscious place. So that's another reason why I'm saying, like, be gentle with yourself, but be aware, um, and work to pull yourself to this conscious place so that you can see, and that pulls you into a measure of shadow work, because that shadow is the things that you're working on from the programming, the hard drive, the subconscious mind. That subconscious mind can be thought of as your hard drive. Just like a hard drive from a computer, it is something that is pre programmed. So, in order to get something different, then you have to change the programming that is there. And that is the work that we do. And we're working on ourselves to become more aware, more conscious. And we'll talk a little bit more about how to make that change. But I wanted to, well, how to make that change is reprogramming your mind. But it goes, that happens in a number of different ways. One of the easier ways that I know of is through, I want to say it's theta, and it's kind of like a life hack a little bit, or it would seem. What do they call it? It's called neuroplasticity, but it's not. Neuroplasticity is not the word that I'm looking for. Anyway, I'll make another several videos probably on that over time, but I just want to allow this to be the precursor to that change going forward, as we're working to become better. uh, Again, you're not alone. We're all doing this together, and there are ways. And this is also speaking to that mental struggle that we often have about why we aren't changing and we want to change. We're not setting ourselves up a lot of times to be able to actually change because we don't know how, for real. So anyway, I don't want to leave this incomplete by not giving some sort of method. But theta is your most conscious state, right? And it more often happens at the point where your mind is least active, which is just before going to bed and just after you wake up. You shouldn't have any real thoughts going at that point, but if you will listen to things that are speaking to you in a present state, the I am type of affirmations and declarations, then that will get you on the right track to where it is that you are trying to go. Make sure that it's something that you can listen to low while you're heading out to sleep. Um, what is I may or may not. I've actually been thinking about recording some of those myself, as a nighttime reprogramming something or another. I don't know what I would call it. Um, yeah, think about it. I haven't decided as of yet, but if I do, you will be the first to know because I'm going to post it over here for all the people that come over here and have this desire to change and want a pretty simple method by which to do that. But yeah, for now, I am affirmations of some sort that are in a line with the person that you are trying to become. There are a ton of them on YouTube. So, yeah, find you something that you can play um, at night while you go to sleep to reprogram your mind. Yeah, hope you like it. I hope that proves to be helpful. I would love to hear feedback on how it works over time. It's not a quick fix. Okay. So don't be trying to feel like you need to be rich tomorrow because you listen to I Am Rich affirmations tonight. Okay. Listen, I ain't gonna say it's impossible because all things are possible if you believe. But also, don't blame me if it's not that way. Um, yeah. Anyway, like this, subscribe if you wish. If any of this information is helpful to you, share. If you have people that are actually trying to change their lives and need somebody that's on this journey with them to kind of help them through, or encouragement to know that they're not alone. Yeah, share it with them. Anyways, until next time, love and light. I love you and take care.